Good morning, ma. In this syllabus, we complete the inheritance and type system, and we have to learn about the object-oriented features in programming languages, ma. Here, how to combine these tag types, how to support the dynamic dispatch here. Another feature of these ADA 95, it is the ability to define abstract types here. This flexibility, it is associated with the object oriented programming, ma. Next, tag types. What is meant by the tag types here? Here we see how new types may be derived based on existing types. Here, what is under tag types means how new types may be derived based on existing type. Here, we have also seen here how subtypes of discrete types may be defined here. How subtypes of discrete types may be defined here. In that, you have to give the operations of the parent type and you have to restrict the range of values of that type. Here, next point is we can use a package to group together a type, and it is associated operations here. For that associated operations, have to create a user defined type. Here, with ADA 95 programming language, a type declaration may be designated as tagged. Here. In this case, it is possible to derive new types from it, extending it. It is possible to derive new types from it and extending it. Next, to define a hierarchically of relational types here. Here we give the package planar objects is type. Here we give the tag type here. Planar object is tagged. Record, we have to store these elements in that record. X float equal to 0.0. In this record, default initial value of the center x. Next, float, default initial value of the center y coordinate. And record, function distance of planar object return false. Next, have to procedure move of in-out planar object x1 comma x2 float. Here procedure draw the planar object. They have to end the planar objects. Here, these are the hierarchy of the relational types here. First one, package. In that package, planar objects is one of the type, means that the type is tagged record, and that we are having two objects x and y. Here we take the x and y. In this x, the type is float. It is default initial value of the center x coordinate. Float default initial value of the center y coordinate. Have to end the record here. Function distance, planar object return float here. Procedure have to move in-out planar object x1 comma x2 comma float. Object x1 x2 float. Procedure draw planar object. Have to end the planar objects. Next topic is the dynamic dispatch through class-wide programming. In this topic, first point is the tag types of ADA 95. These are also used to support dynamic binding of function calls. Here, the tag types of ADA 95, these are also used to support dynamic binding of function calls. Next point is the tag is an implicit field of an object, and it is used at runtime to identify the object's type. Here, the tag is in implicit type of an object, and it is used at runtime to identify the object's type. For example, here suppose we want to write a procedure want to write a procedure, process shapes will process a collection of objects. Here that may be points, rectangles or circles. Points, rectangles or circles. Next, we need to declare these procedure as accepting a polymorphic type, as a accepting a polymorphic type. It includes all these types. Next point is here the class attribute of ADA 95. The class attribute of an ADA 95, it constructs exactly such a class. In this, the expression T class applied to the tag type T. Here the expression T class applied to a tag type T. It is the union of the type T, and all the types derived from T, it is called as class wide type. Here we can write in this procedure also. This is the procedure process shapes. In this process shapes, we have zero planar object class is begin. To draw the object here, to area, dispatch to appropriate area and area. Next we have to end the process shapes. It is useful to access objects through pointers here. It is also possible to declare the polymorphic pointers. Here. In this polymorphic pointers, have to type planar object pointer is access all planar object class. Type planar object pointer is access all planar object class. Here in this procedure, we have the process shapes here. In this process shapes, we take the object class, planar object class. In that planar object class, we begin the class to draw the O, and then you have to dispatch to appropriate area procedure, and have to end the process shapes. Here it is useful to access objects through pointers. It is also possible to declare the polymorphic pointers. Next point is next topic is abstract types and routines. Here we have abstract types used in C++ and EFL, ADA 95. These are the programming languages in C++ and EFL, ADA 95. It supports the notion of top-down design. By allowing these tag types and routines, these are called the subprograms in ADA. By allowing tag types and routines, they are called subprograms in ADA. To be declared here as the specification to be implemented by the derived types here. For example, we have declared our planar object type before as an abstract type. Here in C++ and EFL, ADA 95, it supports the top-down design by allowing the tag types and routines. These are called the subprograms in ADA, and it is to be declared as the specification to be implemented by the derived types. Next, for example, here we have declared our planar object type before as an abstract type. Next, this is the package of the planar objects here. Package planar object, it is a type planar object. It is abstract tagged null record, function distance. In that function distance, O is the planar object class, return float is abstract here. Next, procedure move function. In that move function, we are having three objects here. O, in-out planar object class. X comma Y is float. It is an abstract. Next, procedure draw. draw. O is the planar object class. It is a abstract. Next, end of objects, end objects class. Next, next one is EFL. EFL, introduction about the EFL programming. Here EFL was designed as the strongly typed object oriented programming language. Here in this EFL programming, it provides classes for defining abstract data types, inheritance and dynamic binding. These are the defining for classes. Here classes may be generic. It is based on the type parameter. Next one is classes and object creation. An EFL class is an abstract data type. It provides a set of features. Here an EFL class, it is an abstract data type. It provides a set of features. It opposite to C++ here. All EFL objects, these are accessed through a reference. Here these EFL objects are accessed through a reference. In that EFL objects may not be allowed on the stack. Again, in contrast to C++, object creation is an explicit. How to separate step from object declaration. In one statement, a reference is declared, and in the following statement here, the object is created. In one statement, a reference is declared, and in some of the following statement, the object is created here. Here EFL was defined as the strongly typed object-oriented programming language. Here for that EFL, it provides the classes for defining the abstract data types, inheritance and dynamic binding, like that. Classes may be the generic based on type parameter. Next, classes and object orientation. In the EFL class, it is an abstract data type. It provides set of features. What are the features means? It is opposite to C++. All EFL objects are accessed through a reference. Reference means address here. Here EFL object, they may not be allocated on the stack here. In the C++ object creation, it is an explicit here, and it is separate step from the object declaration. Next, this is the example. In this book, we take the book class here. In this book, the declaration of reference to a book objects. It is declaration in this book, declaration of a reference to book objects here. Next, not B. Not B means it is allocating and initializing an object that B points to. Here. It allocating and initializing an object. Next point is the language provides a predefined way of creating and initializing objects. The language provides a predefined way of creating and initializing objects. It is based on their internally defined data structure. Next, this language, it provides a predefined way of creating and initializing objects based on their internally defined data structure. Here next point is it is also possible to provide user defined creator routines for a class which correspond to constructors of C++. Here it is also possible to provide user defined creator routines for a class. It corresponds to constructors of C++. Next, next topic is inheritance and redefinition in EFL. Here a new class may be defined by inheriting from another class. A new class may be defined by inheriting from another class. Here in inheriting classes may redefine one or more inherited features. A inheriting class may redefine one or more inheriting features here. We saw that here C++ it requires the redefined function to exactly the same signature as the function of redefining. Function is redefining. We say that C++ requires the redefined function to have exactly the same signature as the function. It is redefining. Next language is Smalltalk. Next language is Smalltalk. Smalltalk, it was the first purely object-oriented programming language. It is developed for special purpose mission. It is developed for special purpose mission, and it is devoted to the development of application. It is a highly interactive single user personal workstation environment. It is developed to the development of applications. It is a highly interactive single user personal workstation environment. Next point is, it is a highly dynamic language for each object carrying its type at runtime. It is a highly dynamic language. Here each object carrying its type at runtime here. Next point is, the type of variable is determined by the type of object it refers to at runtime. Here even the syntax of Smalltalk reflects its object orientation. Here even the syntax of Smalltalk reflects its object orientation. Here all objects are derived from the predefined class object. All objects are derived from the predefined class object. Next point is, a subclass inherits the instance variables and methods of its parent class. A class is called its superclass and may add here variables and methods or redefine existing methods. Here it is highly dynamic language here, with each object carrying its type at runtime here, and the type of that variable determined. The type of the object here, it refers to a runtime here. Even the syntax of the Smalltalk reflects its object orientation. All the objects are derived from the predefined class object. Here a subclass inherits the instance variables and methods of the parent class. This parent class, it is called a superclass and may add instance variables and methods or redefine existing methods. Next point is, a call to an object is bound dynamically. A call to an object is bound dynamically by first searching for the method in the subclass for the method. Here first searching for the method in the subclass for the method. If not found here, the search continues in the superclass and so on. If not found, the search continues in the superclass and so on here up the chain until either the method is found or the superclass object is reached and no method is found. Here if not found here, the search continues in the superclass and so on up the chain. Here until either the method is found on the superclass, here the object is reached and no method is found here. Next point is, an error is reported in this case. Next point is, here a class defines the both instance variables and methods and class variables and methods. There is a single instance of the class variables and methods. These are available all the objects of the class. There is a single instance of the class variables and method available to all objects of the class. Next.